What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am here to do my Week 9 college football predictions. Now, with Week 8 in the books, we are now into Week 9 of the college football season, and it only gets tougher from here. So I am very excited to do my Week 9 predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 9 after a fantastic Week 8, we went 16-4, so we're coming in extremely hot, and I'm looking to keep it that way. So hoping this video we will continue the red hot winning ways. We're on a 6-week winning streak. Hoping this video we make it lucky number 7. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video in a combined 2 video day on the channel today, but there will be 3 more videos up this week. So I hope you guys are able to watch all of these videos. Always show your support on the channel by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hit that notification bell, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your college football teams in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today as a first time viewer and this is your first video, boy, pick to go in if you're a huge fan of college football like myself and you're ready for Week 9 of the college football season. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is just 2. Whoop whoop! Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these Week 9 college football predictions. Let's start off on Thursday night with an American Athletic Conference West rivalry showdown between the SMU Mustangs heading to Houston to face the Houston Cougars. Now, this is the 35th meeting between SMU and Houston. Houston leads the all-time series 21-12-1. Now, the Mustangs won the meeting last year against the Cougars, and the Cougars are looking to defeat the Mustangs for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming off very good Week 8s in the American Athletic Conference. SMU's coming off their big victory over Temple on Saturday. They're coming in undefeated at 7-0, and Houston's coming off their big victory over UConn on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So, coming from me in this American Athletic Conference West rivalry showdown on Thursday night, I'm going to go with the undefeated SMU Mustangs to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Houston Cougars. And now the next matchup, which happens on Friday night. It is a Pac-12 South rivalry showdown between the USC Trojans heading to Boulder to face the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, this is only the 14th meeting between USC and Colorado. The Trojans have won the last 13 meetings against the Buffaloes dating all the way back to 1927. And the Buffaloes are looking to defeat USC for the very first time. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 8s in the Pac-12 Conference. USC's coming off their big victory over Arizona on Saturday night, coming in at 4-3. And Colorado's coming off their loss to the Washington State Cougars on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this Pac-12 South rivalry showdown on Friday night, I'm going to go with the USC Trojans to get a big road victory and defeat the Colorado Buffaloes. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Arkansas Razorbacks heading to Tuscaloosa to face the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, this is the 28th meeting between Arkansas and Alabama. Alabama leads the all-time series 19-8. Now, Bama has won the last 11 meetings against the Razorbacks dating all the way back to 2008, and the Hogs are looking to defeat the Crimson Tide for the first time since 2006. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the SEC Conference. Arkansas is coming off their loss to the Auburn Tigers on Saturday. They're coming in at 2-5, and Alabama's coming off their big home victory over Tennessee on Saturday, coming in perfect at 7-0. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, this game may be over by halftime, so coming from me, I am taking Tua and the Alabama Crimson Tide to defeat the Arkansas Razorbacks in a blowout. Roll Tide! And now the next matchup. It is an ACC Coastal rivalry showdown between the Miami Hurricanes heading to Heinz Field to face the Pittsburgh Panthers. Now, this is the 39th meeting between the U and Pitt. Miami leads the all-time series 26-11-1. Now, the Hurricanes won the meeting last year against the Panthers, and the Panthers are looking to defeat the Hurricanes for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out very different Week 8s in the ACC Conference. Miami's coming off their shocking loss at home in overtime to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets on Saturday. They're coming in at 3-4, and Pittsburgh's coming off their big victory over Syracuse on Friday night. They're coming in at 5-2. So, coming from me in this ACC Coastal rivalry showdown, Man, Miami has sure fallen this season, that is for sure. Losing to a 1-5 Georgia Tech team at home, and I saw the video of Miami Hurricanes fans just so pissed that they lost that game. But the Hurricanes have fallen this year. So coming from me, I got to go with the Pittsburgh Panthers to get it done at home and defeat the Miami Hurricanes. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Maryland Terrapins heading to Minneapolis to face the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now this is only the 5th meeting between Maryland and Minnesota. The Terrapins lead the all-time series 3-1. Now the Terps have won the last 2 meetings against the Golden Gophers back in 2017 and last year, and the Golden Gophers are looking to defeat the Terrapins for the first time since 2016. Now both teams are coming off very different week 8s in the Big Ten Conference. Maryland's coming off their loss to the Indiana Hoosiers on Saturday, coming in at 3-4, and the Golden Gophers are coming off their big victory over the Rutgers on Saturday, and they're coming in perfect at 7-0. So coming from me in this Big Ten rivalry showdown, who would have thought that the Minnesota Golden Gophers would be perfect coming into Week 9 of the college football season? They are maybe the big surprise coming out of the Big Ten this year. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Golden Gophers to get it done at home and remain undefeated and defeat the Maryland Terrapins. And now the next matchup. It is the battle for the victory bell in the ACC Coastal Division between the Duke Blue Devils heading to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to face the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now this is the 106th meeting between Duke and North Carolina. The Tar Heels lead the all-time series 58-40-4. Now the Blue Devils have won the last 3 meetings against the Tar Heels, and the Tar Heels are looking to defeat the Blue Devils for the first time in 4 years. Now both teams are coming off tough losses in Week 8 in the ACC Conference. Duke is coming off their loss to the Virginia Cavaliers on Saturday, coming in at 4-3, and North Carolina is coming off their heartbreaking 6 overtime loss to the Virginia Tech Hokies on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. Now this is one of my favorite rivalries when it comes to college basketball, because I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan and I despise North Carolina when it comes to college basketball. And these two know each other very well, and their hate is definitely equal between the two. And the fact that these two teams play college football together means that this rivalry transcends college basketball and football. So coming from me in the battle for the victory bell in the ACC Coastal Division, I'm going to go with a big upset. I'm going to go with Mack Brown and the North Carolina Tar Heels to rebound and bounce back at home and defeat the Duke Blue Devils in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 North rivalry showdown between the Washington State Cougars heading to Eugene to face the Oregon Ducks. Now this is the 99th meeting between Washington State and Oregon. Oregon leads the all-time series 49-42-7. Now the Cougars have won the last 4 meetings against the Ducks, and the Ducks are looking to defeat the Cougars for the first time in 5 years. Now both teams are coming off big wins in the Pac-12 Conference in Week 8. Washington State's coming off their big victory over Colorado on Saturday, coming in at 4-3. And the Ducks are coming off their big road victory over the Washington Huskies on Saturday, coming in at 6-1. So coming from me in this Pac-12 North rivalry showdown, this one should be good with Aaron Gordon versus Justin Herbert. This one's going to be good. But coming from me, I got to go with Justin Herbert and the Oregon Ducks to get it done at home and defeat the Washington State Cougars in a very, very close one. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC West rivalry showdown between the Mississippi State Bulldogs heading to College Station to face the Texas A&M Aggies. Now this is only the 13th meeting between Mississippi State and Texas A&M. The Bulldogs lead the all-time series 7-5. Now the Bulldogs have won the last 3 meetings against the Aggies, and the Aggies are looking to defeat the Bulldogs for the first time in 4 years. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the SEC Conference. Mississippi State's coming off their loss to the LSU Tigers on Saturday, coming in at 3-4, and the Aggies are coming off their victory over the Ole Miss Rebels on Saturday, coming in at 4-3. So coming from me in this SEC West rivalry showdown, ooh, man, this one should be good. But coming from me, I got to go with Kelly Mott and the Texas A&M Aggies to get it done at home and defeat the Mississippi State Bulldogs in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is a huge Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Wisconsin Badgers heading to Columbus to face the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now this is the 83rd meeting between Wisconsin and Ohio State. Ohio State leads the all-time series 59-18-5. Now the Buckeyes have won the last 6 meetings against the Badgers dating all the way back to 2011, and the Badgers are looking to defeat the Buckeyes for the first time in 9 years. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8 in the Big Ten Conference. Wisconsin's coming off their shocking loss to the Fighting Illini of Illinois on Saturday, coming in at 6-1, and the Buckeyes are coming off their blowout victory over Northwestern on Friday, coming in perfect at 7-0. Now, if Wisconsin could have just beaten Illinois, this would have been the battle of the undefeateds. But for some crazy reason, they lost to Illinois on Saturday. And that really hurt them coming into this game, because I was really going to be on board with Wisconsin winning this game. But losing to Illinois definitely does not make this pick any easier. And I wouldn't be surprised College Gameday will be at Columbus for this game, which we don't know where College Gameday will be at this weekend. But if I was them, I would definitely go to this game, because this one's going to be good. Because you got Jonathan Taylor versus Justin Fields. This one's going to be a banger. So coming from me in this huge Big Ten rivalry showdown, the question is, can the Ohio State defense stop the unstoppable Jonathan Taylor? I think they can definitely do it. I can see him maybe getting less than 100 yards in this game, but coming from me, I got to go with Justin Fields and the Ohio State Buckeyes to get it done at home, remain undefeated, and defeat the Wisconsin Badgers in a very, 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 very close one. OHIO. And now the next matchup. It is the battle for the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy in the ACC Atlantic Division between the Boston College Eagles heading to Death Valley to face the reigning national champions, the Clemson Tigers. Now this is the 29th meeting between Boston College and Clemson. Clemson leads the all-time series 17-9-2. Now the Tigers have won the last 8 meetings against the Eagles dating all the way back to 2011, and the Eagles are looking to defeat the Tigers for the first time in 9 years. Now both teams are coming out very good days in Week 8 in the ACC Conference. Boston College is coming off their big victory over NC State on Saturday, coming in at 4-3, and Clemson's coming off their big victory over Louisville on Saturday, coming in perfect at 7-0. So coming from me in this battle for the O'Rourke McFadden Trophy in the ACC Atlantic Division, ooh, man, this one should be good. I think Boston College can definitely give Clemson a run for their money. But coming from me, I got to go with Trevor Lawrence and Dabo and the Clemson Tigers to get it done at home, remain undefeated, and defeat the Boston College Eagles in a very close one. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten rivalry showdown between the Indiana Hoosiers heading to Lincoln to face the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Now this is the 21st meeting between Indiana and Nebraska. The Hoosiers lead the all-time series 9-8-3. Now the Cornhuskers have won the last 5 meetings against the Hoosiers dating all the way back to 1975. And the Hoosiers are looking to defeat the Cornhuskers for the first time since 1959. So it's been 60 years since the Hoosiers have beaten the Cornhuskers. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8, Indiana's coming off their big victory over Maryland on Saturday. They're coming in at an impressive 5-2. And Nebraska's coming off a bye in Week 8. They're coming in at 4-3. So coming from me in this Big Ten rivalry showdown, who would have thought the Hoosiers would be 5-2 coming into Week 9 of the college football season? They're just 1 win away from being bowl eligible. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Indiana Hoosiers to get it done on the road and defeat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And now the next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference West rivalry showdown between the Green Wave of Tulane heading to Annapolis to face the Midshipmen of Navy. Now this is the 24th meeting between Tulane and Navy. Tulane leads the all-time series 12-10-1. Now, the Green Wave won the last meeting last year over the Midshipmen, and the Midshipmen are looking to defeat the Green Wave for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the American Athletic Conference. Tulane's coming off their loss to the Memphis Tigers on Saturday, coming in at 5-2, and the Midshipmen are coming off their big victory over South Florida on Saturday, coming in at 5-1. So, coming from me in this American Athletic Conference West rivalry showdown, I swear, I love Tulane's football team's name, the Green Wave. I love it. But coming from me, I'm going to go with the Midshipmen of Navy to get it done at home and defeat the Green Wave of Tulane. And now the next matchup. It is a Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown between the Nevada Wolfpack heading to Wyoming to face the Wyoming Cowboys. Now this is only the 8th meeting between Nevada and Wyoming. Wyoming leads the old-time series 4-3. Now the Cowboys have won the last 2 meetings against the Wolfpack back in 2015 and 2016, and the Wolfpack are looking to defeat the Cowboys for the first time since 2012. Now both teams are coming out very different weeks in Week 8 in the Mountain West Conference. Nevada's coming off their loss to Utah State on Saturday night, coming in at 4-3, and Wyoming's coming off a big victory over New Mexico on Saturday, coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with the Wyoming Cowboys to get it done at home and defeat the Nevada Wolfpack. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Texas Longhorns heading to Fort Worth to face the TCU Horned Frogs. Now this is the 90th meeting between Texas and TCU. The Longhorns lead the old-time series 63-25-1. Now, the Longhorns won the last meeting last year against the Horned Frogs, and the Horned Frogs are looking to defeat the Longhorns for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out very different. Week 8 in the Big 12 Conference. Texas is coming off their shootout victory over the Kansas Jayhawks on Saturday. They're coming in at 5-2, and the Horned Frogs are coming off their loss to the Kansas State Wildcats on Saturday, coming in at 3-3. So, coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, if you thought the score against Kansas and Texas was big, this one could definitely be bigger because we all know the motto in the Big 12 Conference: all offense, no defense. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Sam Ehlinger and the Texas Longhorns to get it done on the road and defeat the Horned Frogs of TCU. And now the next matchup. It is a Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown between the Colorado State Rams heading to Bulldog Stadium to face this city's Fresno State Bulldogs. Now this is the 15th meeting between Colorado State and Fresno State. Colorado State leads the old-time series 9-5. Now the Rams have won the last 2 meetings against the Bulldogs back in 2015 and 2016, and the Bulldogs are looking to defeat the Rams for the first time since 2002. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8, Colorado State's coming off a bye. They're coming in at 2-5, and the Bulldogs are coming off their big victory on Friday night over the Rebels of UNLV on Friday. They're coming in at 3-3. So coming from me in this Mountain West Conference rivalry showdown, Fresno State wants to be a threat in the Mountain West Conference. They should not lose this game. So coming from me, I'm going to go with the Fresno State Bulldogs to get it done at home and defeat the Colorado State Rams in a blowout. And now the next matchup. It is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between my Oklahoma Sooners heading to Kansas State to face the Kansas State Wildcats. Now this is the centennial meeting between Oklahoma and Kansas State. Oklahoma leads the old-time series 76-19-4. Now my Sooners have won the last 4 meetings against the Wildcats dating all the way back to 2015, and the Wildcats are looking to defeat my Sooners for the first time in 5 years. Now both teams are coming off very good weeks in Week 8 in the Big 12 Conference. Oklahoma's coming off their big victory over West Virginia on Saturday, coming in perfect at 7-0, and Kansas State's coming off their victory over TCU on Saturday, coming in at 4-2. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown, this one should be good. Jalen Hurts versus Skylar Thompson. This one's going to be really good. So coming from me, I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Hurts, Lincoln Riley, and my Oklahoma Sooners to get another big road victory here and remain undefeated and defeat the Kansas State Wildcats in a shootout. And now the next matchup. It is the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame heading to the Big House to face the Michigan Wolverines. Now this is the 43rd meeting between Notre Dame and Michigan. Michigan leads the old-time series 24-17-1. Now the Fighting Irish have won the last 2 meetings against the Wolverines dating all the way back to 2014, and the Wolverines are looking to defeat the Fighting Irish for the first time since 2013. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8, Notre Dame is coming off a bye. They're coming in at 5-1, and Michigan's coming off their loss to Penn State on Saturday, coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this matchup, This is again another big game for Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh has not beaten has not beaten Notre Dame yet, so we're gonna see if he can actually do it. But coming from me, I got to go with Ian Book and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame to get it done on the road and defeat the Michigan Wolverines in a close shootout. And now the next matchup, and I think this is the big matchup in Week 9 because it is the Tiger Bowl in the SEC West between the Auburn Tigers heading to Death Valley to face the LSU Tigers. Now this is the 54th meeting between Auburn and LSU. LSU leads the old-time series 30-22-1. Now the Tigers have won the last 2 meetings against the Tigers, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Tigers again for the first time since 2016. Now, both teams are coming off very good Week 8s in the SEC Conference. Auburn's coming off their big victory over Arkansas on Saturday. They're coming in at 6-1. And LSU's coming off their big victory over Mississippi State on Saturday, coming in perfect at 7-0. Now, for me, whoever wins this game will be the #1 threat to Alabama this season in the SEC West Conference. I think Alabama's biggest threats in the SEC this year are LSU, Auburn, and possibly Kentucky, possibly Georgia or Florida in the SEC East. But this game will really tell us who's going to be the top threat to Alabama this season. So coming from me in the Tiger Bowl, ooh, man, this one's going to be good. I wouldn't be surprised College Game Day is going to be at this game either. Other than, Wisconsin and Ohio State, this one definitely could be a College Game Day game for sure. But coming from me, I got to go with Coach O and the LSU Tigers to get it done at home, remain undefeated, and defeat Bo Nix and the Alabama and the Auburn Tigers. Go Tigers! And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Arizona Wildcats heading to Stanford to face the Stanford Cardinal. Now this is the 31st meeting between Arizona and Stanford. Stanford leads the old-time series 16-14. Now the Cardinal have won the last 5 meetings against the Wildcats dating all the way back to 2010. And the Wildcats are looking to defeat the Cardinal for the first time since 2009. Now, both teams are coming off very bad Week 8s in the Pac-12 Conference. Arizona's coming off their loss to the USC Trojans on Saturday night. They're coming in at 4-3. And the Stanford Cardinals are coming off their loss on Thursday night over the UCLA Bruins. They're coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, oh, man, who would have thought Arizona would be not great and Stanford being just terrible. I mean, without KJ Costello, this Stanford team is just not the same team. So coming from me, I'm going to go with Khalil Tate and the Arizona Wildcats to bear down and get a big road victory here and defeat the Stanford Cardinal. And now the next matchup. It is a Big Ten East rivalry showdown, and it is for the land-grant trophy between the Penn State Nittany Lions heading to East Lansing to face the Michigan State Spartans. Now this is the 34th meeting between Penn State and Michigan State. Sparty leads the old-time series 17-15-1. Now Sparty has won the last 2 meetings against the Nittany Lions, and the Nittany Lions are looking to defeat the Spartans for the first time since November 26, 2016, which ironically enough was my birthday. Now, both teams are coming off very different Week 8s. Penn State's coming off a big home victory over Michigan on Saturday night. They're coming in undefeated at 7-0. And Michigan's coming off a bye in Week 8. They're coming in at 4-3. So coming from me in this battle for the land-grant trophy in the Big Ten East Division, I'm going to go with the Penn State Nittany Lions to get it done on the road and remain undefeated and defeat the Michigan State Spartans in a close shootout. And now the next matchup. It is an American Athletic Conference East rivalry showdown between the UCF Knights heading to Temple to face the Temple Owls. Now this is only the 7th meeting between UCF and Temple. UCF leads the old-time series 4-2. Now the Knights have won the last 2 meetings against the Owls, and the Owls are looking to defeat the Knights for the first time in 3 years. Now both teams are coming off very different Week 8s in the American Athletic Conference. UCF is coming off their big victory over East Carolina on Saturday, coming in at 5-2, and Temple's coming off their loss to SMU on Saturday, also coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this American Athletic Conference East rivalry showdown, both teams are 5-2, 1 win away from bowl eligibility, so you know this game is big. But coming from me, I'm going to go with the UCF Knights to get it done on the road and get their 6th victory of the season and defeat the Temple Owls. And now the next matchup. It is a Pac-12 rivalry showdown between the Cal Golden Bears heading to Salt Lake City to face the Utah Utes. Now this is only the 12th meeting between Cal and Utah. Cal leads the old-time series 6-5. Now the Golden Bears won the last meeting against the Utes all the way back in 2016, and the Utes are looking to defeat the Golden Bears for the first time in 4 years. Now both teams are coming out very different. Week 8 in the Pac-12 Conference. Cal's coming out their surprising loss to Oregon State on Saturday, coming in at 4-3, and the Utes are coming off their big victory over Arizona State on Saturday, coming in at 6-1. So coming from me in this Pac-12 rivalry showdown, I'm going to go with the Utah Utes to get it done at home and defeat the Cal Golden Bears. And now the next matchup. It is an SEC East rivalry showdown between the Missouri Tigers heading to Kentucky to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Now this is only the 10th meeting between Missouri and Kentucky. Kentucky leads the old-time series 6-3. Now the Wildcats have won the last 4 meetings against the Tigers dating all the way back to 2015, and the Tigers are looking to defeat the Wildcats for the first time in 5 years. Now both teams are coming off very bad week 8s in the SEC Conference. Missouri's coming off the loss to Vanderbilt on Saturday, coming in at 5-2, and Kentucky's coming off their loss to the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday, coming in at 3-4. So coming from me in this SEC East rivalry showdown, oh man, this one's a tricky pick. I'm going to go with the Missouri Tigers to rebound and bounce back on the road and defeat the Kentucky Wildcats. And now the final matchup in Week 9, it is a Big 12 rivalry showdown between the Oklahoma State Cowboys heading to Ames, Iowa to face the Iowa State Cyclones. Now this is the 54th meeting between Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Oklahoma State leads the old-time series 31-19-3. Now, the Cyclones won the meeting last year against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are looking to defeat the Cyclones for the first time in 2 years. Now, both teams are coming out very different. Week 8 in the Big 12 Conference. Oklahoma State's coming off their loss to the undefeated Baylor Bears on Saturday, coming in at 4-3. And the Cyclones are coming off their big victory over Texas Tech on Saturday, coming in at 5-2. So coming from me in this Big 12 rivalry showdown in the final game in Week 9, I'm going to go with the Iowa State Cyclones to get it done at home and defeat the Oklahoma State Cowboys in a close shootout. And those are my Week 9 college football predictions. Now, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning in Week 9 of the college football season? Do you see any big-time upsets happening? And as always, represent your college football teams in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about them. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance, and I will see you guys later tonight for my Week 8 NFL predictions. Later days, guys, and peace.